Johnson's Computer Stuff Inc., the Panasonic Toughbook experts. Solomon with Bob Johnson's Computer Stuff Inc. We are the Panasonic Toughbook experts. Today's parts replacement is the front assembly in your Panasonic Toughbook CF-30. First up, we're going to remove the back screws for the hinge covers. Next, we're going to remove the keyboard bezel. There are 4 screws to be removed for the keyboard bezel. Once you remove all the screws, then pry up the keyboard bezel. We'll place that to the side for now. Next, remove the screw for the Bluetooth antenna. Now, lift the Bluetooth antenna out of place. This should free up the right hinge cover. Next, remove the screw for the left hinge cover. Removing that screw should free up that hinge cover as well. Next, close your display. We're going to first remove the screws for the antenna covers. Next, we're going to remove the screws for the rear screen bezel. Once you remove all the screws for the rear screen bezel and the antenna covers, lift the rear screen bezel up. Next, remove the 2 screws at the bottom of the front assembly. Next, disconnect the digitizer ribbon cable connecting to the touchscreen board. After you disconnect the digitizer from the touchscreen board, now you must disconnect the LCD wires from the inverter board. Now you can pry up the LCD from the front assembly. Now at this point, your front assembly is completely separate from your LCD screen, but it's going to be difficult to remove it from underneath the hinges. So it could be best to remove the screws for the hinges. That will loosen it up enough so that you can remove the front assembly with no trouble at all. Now that we remove the screws that secure the hinges, we should now be able to remove the front assembly. Here is the front assembly. The inverter board is included. It also has the digitizer screen or protective front screen. This part can be found at bobjohnson.com. Check the description for the link. Well, since there's nothing wrong with this assembly, we're now going to replace it back into the CF-30. So what you should do is lay it flat and push it back under the hinges. Once it slides back underneath the hinges, you need to replace the screws for the hinges. Make sure you're not squeezing any wires by replacing these screws for the hinges. Next, replace the screws for the hinge swivels. But make sure you're replacing the screw hole on the outermost part of the hinge. Okay, now we're going to replace the LCD screen. Now you'll need to reconnect the wires back into the inverter board. And the ribbon cable that connects the digitizer to the touchscreen board. Okay, now that you've replaced the LCD screen, we can now replace the rear screen bezel. Make sure that all the antenna cables for the LAN antenna are in front of the front assembly. If you see any wires, that's okay. The hinge covers should cover them when we replace those hinge covers. Now we're going to replace the screws for the rear screen bezel. Great, now next, let's replace the antenna covers. Next, to replace the hinge covers, you have to open up your LCD display. First, the right hinge cover. Overlay the Bluetooth antenna on top of the hinge cover. Then replace the screw for the Bluetooth antenna. Next, replace the screw for the other side. Now that we replace the screws for the front of the hinge cover, we're now going to replace the rear screen bezel and then the screws on the back of the hinge cover. Now we're going to replace the screws for the back of the hinge covers. And there you go. That is how you replace the front assembly in your Panasonic Toughbook CF-30. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. If you enjoyed this video, also please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit the like button. Also, don't forget to visit bobjohnson.com for all of your Panasonic Toughbook needs, parts, and repairs. We are the Panasonic Toughbook experts. This is Bob Johnson's Computer Stuff Inc. Until next time.
Thanks for watching today. For more repair videos, click the link below. And remember, if you have a screwdriver, you can fix a computer.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.